Hey guys, this is Wes and welcome to your 10th Java tutorial. Today we're going to cover the switch statement. It's similar to an if statement, but it doesn't work with a range of values. You can have as many cases as you want, and there's only one set of curly brackets, unlike the if, else if statement. So let me print the syntax for you. And this is the case. So it's a switch. You write switch, the variable, and there's only one set of curly brackets, and there should be another one down here. And let me just write this, and then I'll show you how it works. Just like our last few tutorials, we're going to create a scanner object, call it Wes, pass in the parameters system.in so we can get input from the user keyboard. We are going to prompt the user for what grade did you make. We're going to ask them what grade. System.out.println what grade did you make? And similar to an if statement, we're going to, what this is going to do is it's going to return a string, because we're going to use strings, but it's not limited to just string. It's going to return a string based off of the letter grade that they made, and I'll show you how that works. I'll explain it better after we type it. So just type as I type, and then we will go over it in depth. So we're going to create and initialize a variable named grade, and we're going to initialize it with the user input in the form of a string. So we're going to do this. String grade is equal to wes.next line, and that is our string. Yeah, okay, so we're going to now start with the switch statement. So switch, and as you can see, the syntax is up here. If you get confused anytime, you can just look at the syntax. So switch, in this case our variable is going to be grade, and you only have one set of curly brackets, so it's right here. Switch grade. Our first case is going to be A, and after each case or outcome, I guess you could say, you put a colon after that. So switch case A. What happens if case A is met? So let's write system.out.println congrats, you made an A. And then after each case statement we hit break, and what that does is, if the grade is in fact equal to the string A, it executes this line of code, and then it breaks, so it doesn't even check anything else in the following case statements. We can also have as many case statements as we want, just like the if, else if statements. But yeah, so let's continue, and we're going to do case B colon, if it is in fact a B, system.out.println you made a B. And I don't even know if I zoomed in. Alright guys, Sorry about that. Break. Oh, not in caps. Break. So if it is B, if it's not A, it doesn't do anything. It checks the next case. If it's B, it prints whatever. And it's not just limited to the print line function. So we can have multiple different things, and we will eventually get to more than just if this happens, system.out.println. But as of right now, it's the simplest, and as I'm introducing new topics, it's easier to do it in the most simple way, or it's easier to understand anyways. So case C, another colon, system.out.println, you made a C, not a C0. Break. You guessed it. Case D. Case D. System.out.println, you made a D. And then break again, and then our final case. Let's not forget that. Our final case. Case F. System.out.println, you made an F. Break. And then similar to a if else if statement, the else condition, if none of the if else if conditions are met, there's an else condition that executes. If none of those conditions are met, there's a similar thing to this, and it's called default. If the user doesn't type in A, B, C, D, or F, anything other than that, it's called default. Execute this, and it is optional, but it's usually a good thing to have. So because the user, there's so many other things to type in than A, B, C, D, F. I mean, the user could type in 22 or N or G, and we need to print something. So default, and it has no case since it's basically like else. So default system.out.println, there is no such grade. And yep, there's a break after that too. I'm actually going to introduce a string method up here, because these, as you can see, are all capital A's, and as a string, a lowercase a is not the same as an uppercase A. So let's run this and I'll show you. Save, run. There's no brackets or parentheses right here, which I don't even know why I didn't do that. Okay, this should be good now. Okay, what grade did you make? Oh my gosh, okay. Just make sure it's down here. Okay, what grade did you make? A. There's no such grade. The reason it did that is because a lowercase a is not the same as an uppercase A. So what it did is it checked this case. What we inputted, the grade is what the user inputs, was not equal to A, which it really was, but since this is an uppercase A, it's not the same thing. So it checked the next case. It wasn't the same. It checked the next case. It wasn't C, it checked the next case, it did the same. So it just printed default. As you can see, there's no such grade. So a way to do this, there's a string method, and there's actually a bunch of string methods, and I'll actually make a dedicated video to all the different string methods and how to actually compare them and stuff. But for right now, I'm just going to show you one method, and it is .to capital U upper capital C case. And I will show you how that works. All it really does is it makes, so if you type in a lowercase a right here, it turns it into an uppercase A. And if it is already an uppercase A, all it does is it makes sure it's an uppercase letter. Yeah, so let's run this file, save, run. And I'll show you, I'll type in the same thing. What grade did you make? A. Congrats, you made an A. So what it did is I typed in a lowercase a to uppercase string method, converted it to an uppercase. It stored it in the variable grade. Our switch variable is grade. So it checked the first case. Since our lowercase a was converted to an uppercase A, it system.out.println, congrats, you made an A. And then it braked away from the switch statement, and then it would have, after it broke away from the switch statement, it would have continued to execute lines of code down here. And it didn't even check any of this stuff because it broke away. So we're already at like 12 minutes, so we'll run it one more time with a different thing. We will put D, lowercase d. You made a D. As you can see, the to uppercase string method saved our butts. So yeah, that'll be it for this tutorial. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.